Hey, welcome to Light Cellar Radio. My name is Malcolm Saunders. This show is all about helping you recreate your relationship to food, accessing the ultimate in everyday nourishment with natural foods. Today, you are going to learn about foods and herbs that are cooling and that can help you naturally build your resilience to the heat and to the sun. We had a lot of fun. This was a Facebook Live, Instagram Live that I did. We had a number of people on there getting interactive, posting in their comments, and we covered different foods that you need to be consuming. This idea of hydrogen and how some water and foods from water from different foods can feel more hydrating. Why is that? What is that? Share with you some of my insights that I've heard along the way. I talk about my ancestry, the Scottish ancestry, where I'm the type of person going out in the sun, I get burnt. However, there's certain things that I've done over the years that have helped increase my tolerance, my resilience, and my absolute love for the sun. We need the sun. I think it's essential. And this episode, we're going to help you move in the direction of staying cool, hydrated, and nourished, and having fun in the sun. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Malcolm Saunders, owner, creative visionary of the Light Cellar. We are on Facebook and Instagram, and it is the end of the long weekend in August, and oh my gosh, has it ever been hot. If you are joining us in from anywhere, if you're in Calgary, type down below, hey, YYC, Essential Wellness, Instagram, hey guys, back on. First time was a bit of a trial. We were having some connection issues there, so reset, starting again. Here we are, evening of long weekend, just about the end. It has been a hot one. Hey, thanks YYCGLI. Yes, love the shirt. This is one of my favorite ones here. We've got the sloth riding on the turtle. Those on Facebook can't quite see it, the tortoise. I like to say that the sloth is my power animal. It's definitely my spirit animal. Yeah, love the sloth. Quick little fact on that. We visited a sloth sanctuary in Costa Rica, and they made very sure to point out that we pronounce it as sloth, because these animals, they're just slow, versus the sloth, right? The sloth and torpor, one of the 7 deadly sins. Man, these creatures, the sloths, are one of the happiest beings on the planet. Who agrees, right? Who's tuning in tonight that also loves sloths? I mean, they're one of those characters that have just a permanent grin on their face, like a dolphin. They are just like slow-moving, walking Buddhas, just enjoying life, right? Yeah, vegan without cruelty. You know what I'm talking about. Montessori Rose, welcome. Instagram, Facebook. Jen, you guys are on Facebook. Hey, Debbie, tuning in from Crossfield. Yeah, what a hot day has it been. So today on this episode, we're going to be talking about how to keep yourself cool, what types of foods, what types of herbs you can incorporate into your day to keep you cool, keep you refreshed, as well as naturally building up your resistance, not only to heat, but to the sun, right? We live in a culture where everyone is so scared of the sun. And I used to be one of those people. I've got Scottish skin. That is my ancestry, my heritage. And when there's always this joke around, oh, Scottish skin, better hide from the sun. And literally everyone in my family, every relative of mine, this is true. They all have to hide from the sun because they get so red so easily. And I definitely have that tendency, but I have been able to absolutely build my resilience to the sun, take it on fully, really enjoy myself. Of course, being smart. I'll talk about some of my strategies for doing that. And it's going to be a fun little episode. So let me know, where you guys tuning in from? Happy kombucha from Light Cellar. Yes, of course. Thanks, YYCGLI. It is all about the kombucha, right? That nice, bubbly, effervescent beverage, especially when it's cold. So a kombucha, water kefir, these types of beverages are super awesome. And let's talk about a little bit about where the herbs can come from and what we can put in there. Hey, Essential Wellness Yoga, Spruce Grove, right on. Just Spence, Hearts and Stars, yeah, loving the sun. me too. I'm so glad I've built up my resilience, my ability to kind of tolerate a little bit more heat, because I love the sun. I love getting out and enjoying it. I don't want to be one of those people that, you know, has to run away, has to hide, and just spend all my days inside. So what are some of those herbs we can do? Maybe let's start with the foundation of how over the years, me as Scottish skin, the guy that would burn instantly, and how all my relatives are still in that place. Well, I think foundationally for me, it has been shifting my diet, changing my diet. I think sun protection comes from the inside as well as from the outside. So absolutely, we got to be smart. We got to, you know, cover up if we're going to be directly exposed, nice hat, those types of things. But when we do want to expose ourselves to the sun, because I 100% believe that the sun is healthy. We need the sun. So many people in our culture, our society, fear the sun, and they avoid it, you know, to all extremes. But I'm sure if you guys are tuning in, give me some hearts, give me some love, some double taps, some likes. The sun is good, right? We need that. It's been proven for helping boost our immune system, our vitamin D levels, you know, making us feeling good. There's so much to that. So a little question coming in, and absolutely, Facebook, Instagram, post your comments down below. Jen, awesome, cool. She's saying her spirit animal is a porcupine. Let's throw that into the mix. What is your spirit animal? Here, you guys just tuning in, you can see my sloth riding on the tortoise t-shirt. That's definitely one of my spirit animals. Hey Rhonda, hey Valerie, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so for sun and resilience, it was changing to a whole foods diet. And I know that maybe sounds kind of, you know, simple on the surface, but in particular, it is expanding into a whole rainbow of foods. So the reds, orange, yellows, greens, blues, purples, these pigments. Oh, my spirit animal's an avocado. Wild imagination. Vegan without cruelty is dolphin. We got some fun animals or plants coming up. Spirit connections. All right, awesome. And avocados, right? Good fats. So it's that rainbow spectrum of nutrition, these antioxidants, these pigments, which are spectrums of light, each representing different nutrients. We all know carotenoids, right? You know, in carrots, good for your eyes. These antioxidants, every color coming from every different food represents a different nutrient. And I truly 100% believe the more we can get those pigment-rich foods into our diet, as spectrums of light, as antioxidants, the more we're going to be able to build our resilience. And this I've experienced personally. You know, when I first became a vegetarian, and I'm not a vegetarian anymore, I'll go into that story another time, I was not doing it right. To say I was a vegetarian, I was absolutely more of a carbitarian, right? I was eating bread, sugar, pasta, you know, carbitarian, just one sugar source after another, trying to get enough energy to make it through my day. I didn't do it properly. I didn't know what I was doing. And I pursued it for, you know, more than 10 years, 12 years down that path. And it wasn't until that I got further down, I went into vegan, I went into raw vegan, and that was really when I actually started exploring the realm of plant foods, like really actually eating a diversity of fruits and vegetables, and that's when the shift began to happen. And I attribute it to eating that full spectrum, that rainbow of those antioxidant-rich foods. And again, that sun protection coming from the inside out. If we can truly nourish ourselves with those antioxidants, as well as really good fats. So we had avocado mentioned, right? Before, I had paid no attention to the type of fat that I was consuming. And a lot of us, when we're putting these lotions, you know, it's rancid oils or it's petrochemicals that we're literally putting onto our skin that can react with the sun. And I wouldn't doubt, and I'm pretty sure I've seen some references to this in some literature, that a lot of what cancer, skin cancer, burns, problems with skin and sun is a reaction to all the chemicals that we put on our skin and the sun, just baking it right on there. As well as when we're detoxing and we're, you know, because our skin is our largest organ, it's an eliminatory organ, things come out to the surface. And if we're eliminating toxins like petrochemicals, like pesticides, things that are in our food and it's coming out in our skin, then that is also going to react as well, and that can cause trouble. So cleaning up one's diet, cleaning up one's lifestyle to natural products, getting that rich full spectrum of colorful foods. And yes, we had a comment, Wild Imagination, DHA, right? Essential fatty acids, EPA, DHA, so essential, so key. Cool. All right, we got Essential Wellness Yoga saying yes, giving us the thumbs up. Hey Luke, just joining on. We have Mike in on Facebook as well. So here we are. If you're just joining us, we're talking about how to build up your resilience to heat and to sunshine naturally. And then we're also going to touch into certain foods and herbs that you can also bring in as the weather just keeps getting warmer. I don't know if it's true. I didn't check the weather, but somebody was telling me that here in Calgary on Friday, it's going to be 39 degrees. Woo! Regardless, even if it hits 39, anything above 30, most of us, that's pretty warm. We're loving it. We're enjoying it. So coffee enemas, wild imagination. That is a wild imagination. Yes, I would say coffee enemas in helping with detoxification. So our bowel, one of our main major organs of elimination. So if we can really get the toxins out that way, we're supporting the liver. So when the liver does dump into the bowel and our bowel is working properly, then we're eliminating that, and then it doesn't have to come out other ways. So much of our society is constipated. I did a stand-up comedy routine one time where, I said, wouldn't you agree that most of our problems in the world could be solved by an enema or a colonic? Like how many people are so constipated? And if we can get that moving, we can solve a lot of problems, including what we're talking about here, our topic. If it can't get out of the bowel, if it can't get out through the kidneys, then it's got to try its other way, which is through the skin. And we're talking about how a lot of the chemicals in our diet and our lifestyle can sit on the edge of the skin and cause a reaction with the sun. So yeah, how can you watch that stand up? Well, I did post it on YouTube. If you look up Malcolm Saunders' first time stand up comedy, I will warn you, it's not like, it's about 10 minutes. It's pretty good, shall I say? But there's some moments where especially at the beginning, I think I tell the first joke that I ever started with, and I was 6. First joke I ever made up. So I start there. So if that doesn't hit your funny bone, which admittedly it may not, it just keeps getting better from there. So so hang in there. There are a couple of gems that it was pretty funny. So anyways, hey Jill, just joining in on Facebook. I know we're still having some connection issues with Facebook, but Instagram, we're live as well, and everything's all good there. So we're talking how to naturally build up your resilience. I've been talking about changing your diet, getting that full spectrum of pigments, colors, the rainbow, reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues. So something like spirulina, here's a food what actually contains 3 different pigments. Naturally we see it, if we just see it on the outside, it's green. But as the name suggests, it is a blue-green algae. This is one of the first photosynthetic life forms on Earth. So it's got this thousands of years of history, genetic development, and as the name suggests, blue-green. So yes, we see it green as a green algae, but it also has the blue pigment. And if anyone's ever been into the store, or heck, Instagram, Facebook, it's full of pictures of vibrant blue natural foods, sodas, our Jedi juice, for instance. Let me just grab that. Got one back here. This here, that's the blue pigment. So that's an extract of spirulina. Now blue, very cooling, antioxidant. So I believe there's evidence that will help, with my own, yes, absolutely, Earth Love Magic. It is magic, that blue magic, and it's an extract of spirulina. And I believe that can help build our resilience and to the sun and to heat internally being cooling. So those pigments, spirulina's got blue, it's got green, and it's got orange, the carotenoids. So just one food right there, there's a great one to just jump right in, dive right in, and start to open up and expand and get more of that full spectrum of the rainbow. I mean, for me growing up, orange for carrots, white for potatoes, and a whole bunch of other white stuff, but not very many colors, very limited in terms of what I was ingesting in terms of that rainbow. And it was when I shifted, that's when I noticed consuming more plant food, living plant food, that full spectrum of color, those deep, dense nutrient pigments, that I really developed more of a resilience. Good fats, we've also been talking about that. Getting that into the system, and then of course having those channels of elimination, your bowels, your liver, kidneys, everything flowing to get rid of toxins, so they don't sit in your skin. And don't put toxins on your skin, because I believe that's what really reacts to the skin and can cause us a lot of problems. So of course we're going out, we're being safe, you wear a hat, cover up, but there's going to be moments, absolutely, you want to take in, soak in that sunshine and enjoy that heat. So those types of foods are really going to help you. And let me know, has anybody else had that experience? Type it down below if you feel that is on point, having that rainbow spectrum of nutrition, those antioxidants to help you out. So we've got a question here, what type of cleanse would fit this time of year? Yeah, I'd say a juice cleanse, and in particular green juices. So I've done a lot of cleansing fasting over the years. It's been a little while since I've done one, but the very first that I got into were the master cleanse and this idea of water fasting. So you can do water fasting, which is pretty hardcore, but amazing. One of the most healing, beneficial things that you can do. Absolutely incredible. However, for most of us, it's probably a little bit too much, a little bit too intense. In our society, our culture, we've got a lot of toxins and not a lot of nutrients. A lot of people are deficient. So if you're going to go on a fast, powerful healing, but something that's maybe a little bit more gentle, that allow you to kind of still function day to day, be in the world, would be a green juice. So cucumber, one of the juiciest non-sweet fruits, it's actually a fruit, but we call it a vegetable, creates wonderfully hydrating juice. So cucumbers, that's one of my top foods for maintaining hydration, as well as citrus. We all know that, right? Cucumbers in the water, lemon in the water. It is said that you get more hydrated from that than just simply plain water. So what's going on there? Well, the way I've had it explained to me is that these are hydrogen-rich foods, just like a spring is. A spring water right at the source, when it comes out, it's just a little trickle, right? And then it goes down more, and it's more, and then it's more, and then it's more. Right? How does that happen? Where's the water coming? Yeah, sometimes there's little offshoots of the spring joining in on that, creating more of a flow, more of a river. But the other way I've had it explained is that water at that state coming out of the ground is very hydrogen rich. And as it comes out, it meets the atmosphere, which is more oxygen rich. Those two, H2O, begin to pair, they begin to mate, and that creates more water. Who knew? And as it gets more and more saturated with oxygen, that's part of the whole hydrological life cycle. Then it falls to the earth, starts to lose that oxygen, goes through the ground, comes back up again, high hydrogen, and so on and so forth. So hydrogen-rich foods, I've told, are lemon, cucumber, even honey, and this is why, one of the reasons why, that they are so hydrating. There's a man named Patrick Flanagan. He creates a product that we sell here in the store called Mega Hydrate, and it's hydrogen ions in there, and that's one of the theories around how it can be so hydrating. So we want to focus on those hydrogen-rich foods that can really hydrate us more than just water. Yeah, Mega Hydrate, you know what it's all about, wild imagination. Also, living libations for the skin. As we touch back on that, what are we putting on our skin? It's got to be things of super, super high quality. Otherwise, we're not getting protection, we're getting chemical reaction, and that's where we can go wrong. So other foods, other herbs, what do you guys use? Type it down below. What are some of your top summer foods to kind of help you cool off, keep hydrated, refreshed? Well, a couple of herbs that are on my list, I'm sure you guys know all about this. Mint, right? So in herbalism, Mint, it's very cooling, right? We know that for sure. It in fact has refrigerant properties. Menthol is very, very, very cooling, even topically, right? You can have those like tiger balms, those types of ointments and salves, put it on topically. That mint, you can feel it instantly cooling as well. Yeah, watermelon and mint. Yeah, there's a good suggestion, right? Hydrogen rich, super hydrating, and refreshing, cooling. So a nice mint tea, warm or cold, all good, right? I know in a lot of hot countries they do drink, in India, I traveled in India for a long time, always drinking hot chais, middle of the day, those spices, that warmth actually gets the body sweating, which then can help cool you down. Another one of my favorites, again, from visiting tropical countries, warm places, and that is hibiscus. Who's ever had hibiscus tea? Oh my gosh. Or we started off, someone had mentioned kombucha. That's one of my favorites, is hibiscus. And it's so refreshing. Hey, wild imagination, right on. My talk is refreshing, so there you go. We're going to be turning all these into a podcast, so when you're out in the hot sun, you just, put in your headset and you listen to this, and it'll just cool you right down, just right then and there. All right, Essential Wellness Yoga, had that last night. Yes, because it's so refreshing, it's so cooling, and hibiscus is, and mint, those are some of my top two go-tos. And hibiscus is one that works really well with the fermented sodas. There's something about the soda, I think maybe it's the carbonation, that you feel more refreshed, you feel more hydrated, and when you make it with hibiscus, like, wow, what a great flavor. I know we like to do hibiscus rose, schizandra, those are all great combinations. Super high in vitamin C, so again, those antioxidants, like here we have those bright, like red pigments to help us deal with the sun. Now, one other little life strategy I invite you to try is cold immersion, dipping in cold. And that might seem kind of contrary. Well, how's that going to help you with the heat? I think if you challenge your body to extremes of temperature, your body's going to become more resilient and more adaptable. And most of us have heard of Wim Hof. I'm not going to go into who he is and what he's all about, but if you haven't, type him in, Wim, W-I-M-H-O-F. He's all about exposing oneself to cold and building up one's natural resilience. So start any time of year, and when you expose yourself to hot and cold, more extremes, your body becomes more resilient, becomes more adaptable. It's like a muscle, right? If you can challenge yourself, you'll build that muscle, versus most of us in our society, we stay at this nice, like, even 72 degrees, 74 degrees, whatever your temperature dial is set at, that's what we always have. And in Calgary, I'm sure we're guilty of it too, as well as places like you go to Texas, you go anywhere where it's warm, especially in the kind of modern northern world, and it's always AC. We're always trying to cool ourselves down so that when we do go outside, it's just like, oh, we can't handle it, right? But what if you allowed your body to feel and experience those heat, cold fluctuations? Your body does become more resilient. I know one of the practices with cold immersion, the therapy you can start off with in your shower is, we all love a nice good hot shower, so right at the end, go cold. That forces your body to adapt to that cold, and you're going to build your resilience. And I 100% believe, as I've done that, I've also been able to build my resilience to the heat as well. And go hot, cold, go back and forth. Go really cold as far as you can go, as long as you can go, then go hot, then go cold. And your body has to adjust. And again, it's like working a muscle. Open up those capillaries. Let some heat out, bring blood flow to the surface.